Okay, so picture this. The cameras are flashing, but it's not a red carpet. It's outside this cozy little restaurant in Dubrovnik, Croatia.
Hmm.
And the whole internet kind of freezes for a second because one minute, Kelsea Ballerini and Chase Stokes are officially publicly broken up.
Right. Story's over.
And the next, they're holding hands at a dinner table. It looks like they're actually giving their, 3-year relationship another shot.
But a reconciliation in Hollywood is, well, it's never that quiet, is it? Especially not when one of them is a massive country star who famously pours her entire life into her music.
Exactly. So within just a few weeks, this whole thing escalates from, a romantic European sighting to this full-blown social media firestorm.
All fueled by new music and, crucially, by a lot of old history.
And then the digital guillotine drops. The final message, the thing that confirms the reunion is dead, it doesn't come from a PR team.
Yep.
It's a 3-word status update posted by the Outer Banks heartthrob himself. And all it says is, I'm blocked.
And that phrase, I'm blocked, I mean, that's so much more than just a piece of gossip, It's like the official sign-off for a relationship in the 21st century.
A digital door slam.
It is.
Yeah.
And this is exactly the kind of fractured, really complex timeline that we are here to piece together for you.
Welcome to the deep dive. We have gathered the full stack of sources for you, the articles, the detailed timeline notes, all the fan commentary, and of course the crucial social media posts to really dissect this messy, confusing, and very public collapse of Kelsea Ballerini and Chase Stokes.
Yeah.
Our mission today is to cut through all that noise and explain exactly how things like distance, history, and a few very choice lyrics turned what looked like a hopeful reunion into a total crash landing.
We're tracking a relationship that was, it was serious. It spanned nearly 3 years. It ended once. They tried to rekindle it, and then it just imploded so dramatically on Instagram.
It really gives you a roadmap for how modern celebrity couples have to navigate this digital finality.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go back to the beginning of the end, the first split back in September 2025, that initial news felt, surprisingly mature for such a high-profile couple.
It did, yeah. But being mature about it doesn't make the logistics any easier. Let's just quickly recap their foundation for a second.
Okay.
They sparked rumors in January 2023, went fully public at the CMT Awards a little after that, and this was a serious long-distance effort. Sources said that Chase always emphasized they tried to never go more than 3 weeks without seeing each other.
Which is already a huge challenge for anyone.
For sure. But then you throw in Kelsey's perspective, her history, and it becomes almost impossible. And this is where that context, pulled straight from the sources, becomes so important.
Right, her previous divorce.
Absolutely. The sources were really clear that Kelsey was still, processing the fallout from her very public 2022 divorce from Morgan Evans. She was in a place where stability wasn't just like a preference.
It was a requirement.
It was mandatory. The consensus from people close to her was that she was just not in a place where she's going to settle for something that was difficult or just logistically a nightmare.
So when the argument started mounting and all that constant travel and the distance started creating friction late that summer, Kelsey's threshold for saying this isn't working was way higher.
Precisely. The September split gets confirmed by her rep, and it's all framed as a hard decision, but with zero scandal. It was just a simple, kind of painful mix of bad communication and the fact they just couldn't make their schedules work.
Not in the way that met her new standard for what a partnership should be.
And Chase, reportedly, he understood that. He knew she had to prioritize her emotional peace.
So the initial story is, okay, 2 mature adults, they're separating respectfully because of logistics, and Kelsey even tried to enforce that boundary right after the news broke.
Oh, yeah. She posted that viral TikTok on September 23rd. It was set to Ariana Grande's Shut Up, which was, a very direct plea for space.
Her caption was aimed right at the public intrusion. She called out the speculators, the sources, and my favorite detail.
Hidden cameras outside the hair salon.
Yes, and she just pleaded, let us be, please.
The little heart emoji.
She was really trying to draw a line in the sand there. She was hoping for a clean, private break. But what we see when you look at all the source material together, the public and the media, they're just relentless.
And it really sets the stage for why their private attempt to reconcile was, let's be honest, probably always doomed. You'd think that TikTok would be the final word on it. But if you've been following pop culture for, more than 5 minutes, celebrity splits often have a secret second act.
Always.
We're going to step across the globe now because barely 2 months later, A European sighting proved that sometimes splits aren't permanent, or are they?
Wow.
Stick with us, because the attempt to restart their romance led directly to a lyrical firestorm that officially ended everything. Okay, so let's look at the next key event. The setting shifts dramatically. We go from Nashville to Dubrovnik, Croatia in November 2025.
And this sighting just threw the entire fan base into absolute chaos.
Total chaos. It was November 7th, so nearly 2 months after the confirmed split. And the source material is super clear on this. An onlooker saw them at a local restaurant. They were, quote, holding hands at the table and talking closely. They weren't hiding at all. They walked out hand in hand, heading toward Old Town.
That kind of public display, that's not just a friendly catch-up. That signals a real effort to reconcile.
Oh, for sure. You don't fly all the way to the Mediterranean just to say hello. They were putting in the work, maybe testing if they could actually overcome those logistical hurdles that broke them up in September.
But the whiplash for the fans was instantaneous. It was like, wait, so is the September split meaningless? Are they back together?
Right.
And that confusion alone, it created this huge vulnerability for them. Because while they're trying to rebuild their private relationship, Kelsea's professional world was about to collide head-on with Chase's past.
And that's where you see it, the intense scrutiny of the music industry meeting this very fragile celebrity love. Just 1 week after that Croatia sighting, on November 14th, Kelsea releases her new EP, Mount Pleasant.
And when an artist who is as personal as Kelsea drops new music right after a public breakup, fans immediately start analyzing every single line for clues. It's unavoidable.
It is. And in this case, one track in particular acted like a match lighting a bonfire. We're talking about the song Emerald City.
Right. So Kelsea posts a TikTok promoting another track, the more vulnerable one called People Pleaser, which is about insecurity.
But it was Emerald City that caused the real controversy. Fans immediately, and I mean immediately, interpreted the lyrics as shade. And not just toward Chase.
No. Specifically toward his Outer Banks co-star and, of course, his ex-girlfriend, Madelyn Cline.
And the public knows this history. It's not a secret. Chase dated Madelyn from 2020 to 2021, and they still work super closely together on one of the biggest streaming shows in the world.
So the dynamic is already kind of tense, and then Kelsea's new lyrics just inject this massive amount of pressure right into the middle of it all.
And if we look at the specific lyrics that were cited across all the sources, the connection to jealousy and comparison feels, well, it feels pretty unavoidable, regardless of what Kelsea's true intent was.
What were the lines again?
She sings, I always liked the color of my eyes till I knew she had brown, I'm green. And then, always liked my naive innocence till I learned she got around, I'm green.
Oof, I'm green. I mean, it's pretty on the nose. Using the color green for envy and comparing herself to this she character.
Who everyone online just assumes is Madelyn Cline.
Yeah, and the comment sections just exploded. What's so fascinating here is how their reconciliation attempt just could not handle this external pressure, this lyrical interpretation.
Right. Fans weren't just reacting to the song. They were actively pulling Chase's entire relationship history into Kelsea's present, and in doing that, they're basically undermining the very foundation that they were trying to rebuild.
The reaction from fans was incredibly harsh, too. We saw some of the comments cited in our sources like, so now it's okay for Kelsea to be calling Madelyn a red flag. Idiots.
Wow.
Yeah. The public narrative just flipped from supportive to accusatory, like overnight.
And this is where the story gets really interesting. Because all of this public pressure, it forces Chase to finally enter the chat, so to speak.
That's right. On November 17th, right as all the fan drama around Emerald City is peaking, Chase Stokes just unexpectedly jumps into the comment section of Kelsea's People Pleaser TikTok.
He didn't just stand by. He publicly stepped in to defend her. To defend her against the trolls and this whole fan-created narrative involving his ex-girlfriend.
What did he write?
He wrote, these comments are effing weird. Grow up.
I mean, that's a crucial data point in this whole thing. He is defending Kelsea. He's showing public solidarity with the woman he's trying to get back together with.
He's essentially saying, stop pitting these women against each other. It was a real moment of public loyalty.
But, and this is the big but, despite that loyalty and despite the whole Croatia trip, the reconciliation failed. And it failed definitively within, like, the next 3 days.
Yeah, the subtle clues started dropping immediately.
On November 19th, Kelsea makes a solo, very high-profile appearance on the red carpet at the 2025 CMA Awards. She walked alone, she performed her new music, and there was absolutely no mention of Chase. And for a major event like that, a solo appearance is usually the silent confirmation that things are over.
The soft launch of the re-breakup.
Exactly. And then, on November 20th, we got the official, definitive, and just brutally honest modern breakup confirmation.
Straight from Chase Stokes' Instagram stories.
It was this rapid-fire series of posts. Cryptic, but also devastatingly specific. The first one, the one that became the headline everywhere, read, "Don't believe the media. I'm blocked. I did nothing wrong."
Blocked.
I'm blocked. The digital cold shoulder. It's like the final signature on the breakup papers in the year 2025.
It is so devastatingly relatable, but also completely absurd for a celebrity of his level to just sign off like that.
It really is. I mean, we need to dive into what that actually means. The phrase "I'm blocked" speaks volumes about digital finality. A block isn't a conversation.
No, it's not a debate. It doesn't allow for a response. There's no media spin. It is an unchallengeable, literal digital wall that just screams, this is over.
There's no negotiation.
None. And just to, confirm that digital separation, our sources confirm neither of them follow each other on Instagram anymore.
Yeah.
So they've cemented that physical separation with a virtual one.
Chase followed up that first post, too. He added a little note of regret, which kind of validated the fans who were so invested in them.
Yeah, he wrote, "Sorry, I tried."
And then finally, just to make it crystal clear this is the end, he posted that classic celebrity breakup line. "I'm sorry for those who believed in us. It is what it is. Onwards and upwards."
So if you synthesize this whole timeline, you see the relationship fails the first time because of logistical strain in September.
Right.
They attempt to restart in November, only to have that really fragile effort just completely destroyed by all this external pressure from the lyrical analysis, the fan drama, and the tension created by him working with his ex.
And the private failure was sealed with a very, very public block. It truly shows that distance, history, and timing were this triangle of obstacles they just couldn't overcome.
Especially when the fans were actively reading every single lyric for shade.
It raises a really powerful point for you, the listener. In this age of constant documentation, is the act of reconciliation even possible when the history is public and the art is this vulnerable?
I think that's a great point. And if you appreciate us connecting these nuanced dots for you, especially when the timeline is this fractured, make sure you're subscribed to the Deep Dive. We really do thrive on analyzing these complex celebrity narratives.
So in the end, we saw Kelsea Ballerini and Chase Stokes travel across the Mediterranean trying to work things out.
Yeah.
Only for that effort to ultimately just succumb to the combined forces of distance, a very public history, and fan scrutiny fueled by her own music.
Yeah, the whole saga is a perfect, detailed example of that core tension in celebrity life. The need for emotional privacy versus the career necessity of monetizing your emotional life through your art.
That's so true. Kelsea requested privacy with a TikTok in September.
But the relationship ended in November with a definitive, unblockable message for the entire world to see.
And it leaves you with this final thought to chew on. For artists who pour their life into song, like Kelsea, when the music is interpreted as an attack on your partner's past, is the art worth the cost of the relationship itself?
That intersection between art and privacy seems to be the ultimate breaker of celebrity romance today. It's a deep thought to leave us with.
You've been listening to The Deep Dive, where we analyze the sources and uncover the crucial insights shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that give you the full context behind the headlines.